Oh, look, it's the sound of freedom and liberation. And you get some freedom, and you get some liberty, and you get some of us taking your oil. As, of course, now there's a very serious geopolitical foreign policy situation unfolding with the Trump administration that has already sent troops to foreign countries that are there, boots on the ground, as Donald Trump is now threatening lethal force against governments and organizations. All of this as there is now some very serious chatter about the United States invading, taking over, and overthrowing the government of Venezuela. What in the world is going on here? As Alex Jones has already declared that the decision has been made, and yes, we are going to war with Venezuela, which he says, whatever. I think it's a big deal. I'll tell you why in this particular video. As the stage is being set, the troops are being moved, and truly we are reaching a very crescendo-like moment that involves more than just Venezuela and the people of Gaza, as of course a lot of this also involves China, Russia, Iran, and a diplomatic international type of saber rattle that some people are saying is masterful 4D chess. Is that what's really going on here? As now a lot of people are bringing back the old comments of Tulsi Gabbard a few years ago that had a very interesting response when it comes to regime change in Venezuela. We'll get into that and a lot more all here on this particular broadcast. And if you appreciate these real, honest conversations that don't just bootlick and criticize boots on the ground and is predominantly always anti-war, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all of your continued support of this independent media organization. Now, Donald Trump just posted this on Truth Social before getting into Venezuela. We have to talk about what's happening right now in Gaza. As he says, if Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Who is we? We, as the United States, has a couple hundred troops on the ground in Gaza. Right? They announced this. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to be there. And now Donald Trump says, we're going to have U.S. American troops fight Hamas right now. Now, what's happening inside of Gaza is that there's internal power struggles. A lot of people are saying that there's kind of an internal war, that there were collaborators of the Israeli government. There are other mercenary groups inside of Gaza. They sometimes have warring factions. Some factions are against Hamas. Some factions are for Israel. Hamas, now, when they just came out of their tunnels, is saying, okay, we got to clean house, so we got to make sure that these fractured militias get taken care of. There's horrendous, horrible videos of people just being put into the public town square, being accused of being in these militias and just being publicly taken out. Now, U.S. troops being there on the ground, and now Trump saying, yeah, we're going to take them out. Can we have a conversation about that? Right? As right now, there's another conversation that is kind of happening without the authorization of Congress. You never really need Congress's approval or support anyway. Presidents just do whatever they want. But it would be nice if we had that. As now, we're getting multiple news reports from the New York Times that Trump is authorizing a lethal operation by the CIA in Venezuela. This is reporting to the New York Times, as it looks like the CIA leaked on Donald Trump. Because listen, if you are going to be conducting lethal operations, military strikes, overthrowing of government, you don't warn the guy that you're about to do it to. Hey, buddy, hold on. I hope this email finds you well. No, it doesn't. Stop sending me emails. But we gonna take you out. What? You're gonna take who out? You're. Was this a deliberate leak? Was this a leak meant to put pressure on Putin, on China? China has a lot of extensive partnerships and deals with Venezuela. What's really going on here? Listen, if I'm Trump, CIA leaks on me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to leak the Epstein files on you. That's what I would do. Let's talk about how the intel agencies ran the Epstein files. Let's go. You want to talk about drug traffickers? Oh, man, the CIA has a long, extensive history of that, as this Trump administration has declared war on the drug traffickers, which is essentially, I mean, if we're really going to be launching that war, we're going to have to be fighting Colombia, okay? And Peru, and Chile, and Brazil, right? It's not about drugs. It's about energy, oil. Venezuela, one of the biggest energy producers on the world, if not the biggest. And the New York Times reporting, again, if this was a deliberate leak, right? If this was a deliberate type of release, then we know it's part of a kind of a diplomatic saber rattle. Was it someone underhandedly going up against the president of the United States? Well, if that's the case, Trump would be pissed. We don't know if he is. We don't know if they're trying to find the person or not. I haven't heard anything about it. But we have Alex Jones coming out saying, yeah, it's going to happen. It's already greenlit.
Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, he doesn't want that. We heard there was a deal last week. Is this Venezuela going back on the deal, or was that seen as a sign of weakness? Gut level, I think there's going to be regime change, and I think we're going to see, on the current trajectory, fireworks, U.S. aircraft destroying bases, and if that isn't enough, I think we're going to see a replay of the 1989 invasion of Panama.
As far as
now, Nick had some very interesting comments as well. We're going to be playing his comments in a little bit, as well as talking about the kind of long failures of U.S. military interventions and regime change wars that have led to a lot of chaos that I think we should read up on in order to make sure that we do not repeat the same mistakes like we did before. Because again, the other kind of international pressures on Venezuela a couple years ago, in my opinion, led to the type of migrant crisis. There's a reason so many Venezuelans are over here in the United States right now. We'll get into that and a lot more. Before we do, we wanted to tell you about thebestpoliticalshirts.com, where you can get the shirts that are really awesome and really cool, like the one that I'm wearing right now. It's like an old pack of cigs, right? And it has, instead of nicotine, it has a warning label on it, which I think is important, as right now, unironically, we're posting this to social media as we're critiquing social media. You can get that shirt. It's the first shirt now available on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. I cannot recommend this store enough, especially when it comes to getting all of your needed, necessary clothes. We have V-necks. We have ladies' shirts. We have men's shirts. You name it. Long sleeves, short sleeves. We got it. No sleeves. Whatever you want. We got it. You just got to kind of look around, and then you'll be able to find it. Again, we got a lot of really funny ones. This one right here is pretty hilarious. This one's even more hilarious. When you wear them out in the general public, people notice, and people are like, "What? What did you just wear?" As of course, the conversations you're going to have are going to be very, very, very hilarious. I like to wear these shirts because it's very fascinating and interesting to see people's reactions to them. Like, some people love them, some people hate them. You know who's on your team, right? And I recommend finding out who's on your team, because I think we're headed towards very difficult times, especially financially. I mean, if you look at all the warnings we've been giving, telling people, hey, diversify, look into gold, look into all their alternatives, you're welcome. But I think the best social currency in time of strife and civil disorder and chaos, the best currency, social currency. Who are your neighbors? Did you get to know them? Why don't you get a pie? Get that pie. Deliver it to your neighbors. Say hi. Be nice. Have good relations with them. Learn about their skills and trade. Learn about how we could help each other live in a way where we could barter. Right? That's the most kind of anarchistic, royal thing you could do. Right? Oh, you'll fix my car? I'll fix your HVAC or whatever. I know a car mechanic. I'm like, hey, I trust you. You're my neighbor. You can't really screw me over. You work on my car. I'll give you, biltong or whatever. Again, those type of relationships, very important. You could foster them, and you could know who's on your side. You can know who's thinking like you are by getting a shirt on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Now, let's go back here to this kind of analysis from Alex and Nick here, because Alex is like, I don't care. I do care. This is important.
Venezuela is concerned, I agree with you. I think that they want regime change, and this is consistent with what they did in the first term. This is John Bolton's maximum pressure policy all over again. And the reason that I'm against a regime change like you, it's not even necessarily that they'll get something worse. It's that you never know how it's going to go. And in Latin America, there's a huge history. Some of it's good, but a lot of it is a failure.
Yeah, and then what happens? There's usually a major pushback towards the left. Right. So we have seen this, especially during the Cold War. The United States kind of intervenes. The CIA intervenes. Iran-Contra, that wasn't good. Overthrowing the Iranian government didn't work out that well. Overthrowing the Syrian government didn't work out that well. Overthrowing the Libyan government didn't work out that well. Overthrowing the Iraqi government didn't work out that well. Overthrowing the Afghanistan government didn't work out that well. Do we keep going? You want to keep going? We can keep going. Because there's a whole list of other countries, right? And if you're going to make the case, no, we got to invade them, take them over, bomb them, you better have a solid plan. Not just trust us, bro. Trust us. No, we don't, because every time the United States kind of did this and implemented this, it backfired tremendously, and it led to the populist rise of a lot of these kind of leftist, liberal communists in the region that are dominating Latin America. Now, the Biden administration literally was even helping politicians in Brazil be more favorable towards China than the United States. They made sure that the populist right-wing president, who now is going to be in jail for a very long time because of their communistic type of leftist type of initiatives and strong-handed type of policies that were helped put in place by Joe Biden, Anthony Blinken, that literally sent representatives of the State Department in order to help out Lula. And they made sure Bolsonaro didn't win. Bolsonaro more favorable towards the West. Lula more favorable towards China. And again, lots of Latin American countries, there's a huge Chinese port that now is going to be countering the American port in Los Angeles, built in Peru. Guess by who? China! All right? Are we going to overthrow Peru right now? Listen, you want to talk about drugs and stuff? You want to get that conversation? There's like a very crazy understanding of everything that's going on here. But Nick and Alex, their assessment is correct here.
And the invasion in Grenada, for example, even though that was a tiny country, didn't go so well in the early stages. In Cuba, it didn't go so well. It never actually goes quite how you think it's going to go when it comes to regime change. And the other thing is, just like in Trump's first term, you always get instability. And so when we did regime change in Syria, we got a refugee crisis in Germany. When we tried to do regime change in Venezuela in the first term, why do you think there were 10 million Venezuelans that came here under the Biden administration? It's because of the hyperinflation, starvation, instability in Venezuela, because we actually started imposing the oil sanctions from 2017 to 2021.
Same thing with blowing up the Middle East. We got to fight them over there than over here, and then it's all the refugees we open up to them.
Yeah, fight them over there and then bring them all over here anyway. It doesn't even make any sense. So
that's the whole neocon doctrine and the whole kind of right-wing establishment, military-industrial complex, Pentagon-run doctrine that creates a problem, and then we have to go fight the problem. That creates more problems that we have to go fight. That's the perfect representation of it. No, we got to support these goat herders, flip-flop wearing guys called the Taliban. We gotta make sure we help those guys. Whoa, no. Like, they're bad guys. Now we got to fight them after supporting and aiding and abetting them. Oh, ISIS. Oh, we got to help those guys out in Syria. We got to help create them by creating this huge vacuum of power in Iraq, by overthrowing the Iraqi government. I'm like, come on. Oh, look, Iran is that much more powerful since the Iraqi government that was a balance to them, countered them, and was at odds with them, now has collapsed. Pardon me. What are you doing? Stop it.
I think this is what the CIA and the Pentagon, this is what they've always wanted. They want Maduro to go, and they want to claw Venezuela back into the orbit of the United States as part of the broader New Monroe Doctrine. Just like they did with Argentina, with Milei a couple of years ago, although that was peaceful. They're trying to do that now with Venezuela. And I think you're on the money. The broader context is World War IV. We are trying to deter China from invading Taiwan. We are trying to get Putin to come to the table on a deal. We're
Yep, and this could be a part of it. As of course, right now we're doing major bailouts for Argentina. Not a fan of that, and we're becoming closer and closer to war with Venezuela. The aircraft carriers are there. There's drills in Puerto Rico right now of American troops landing on beachheads. There's extrajudicial strikes on Venezuelan alleged cartel boats. Diplomatic links have been cut off. Bombers are circling off the coast. Venezuela is sending their fighter jets to buzz American naval assets. CIA has allegedly been given the green light to take out Maduro. As right now, President Trump is reportedly weighing the potential options of land strikes against Venezuela. We told you that this was happening, by the way, a long time ago. We told you, hey, the options are on the table. Trump's looking at them right now and examining and deciding what to do about literally attacking Venezuela. Now, will he? I don't know. Now, Trump is literally saying, yeah, we might strike them. CIA might do some covert operations. We might just take them out and we might just do a coup d'etat.
They're world-class speedboats, but they're not faster than missiles. But we've been trying to do that for years, and so much of the drugs, 25-30% would come in through the seas. We are certainly looking at land now because we've got the sea very well under control. We've had a couple of days where there isn't a boat to be found. Every boat is...
Yeah. Imagine being a fisherman. You're like, oh crap. I'm not going fishing.
Saving 25,000 lives. And you can see it. The boats get hit, and you see that fentanyl all over the ocean. A lot of the...
I don't know if it's fentanyl, right? It's something. We don't know what it is. Could be, body parts.
Venezuelan drugs come in through the sea, so you get to see that.
They usually come in through submarines, by the way. The really advanced, like, criminal organizations. The low-level ones still use the speedboats. The big advanced organizations, like the criminal organizations and the CIA organization, literally have submarines. And that's how they do vast majority of their drug trafficking.
But we're going to stop them by land also. When they're loaded up with drugs, they're fair game. They're world.
We don't know if they are, though. As right now, Mariana Fall is reporting, Trump unleashes CIA in Venezuela. Land strikes on deck. Now it's being conducted. Might be covert. Might be real life. Either way, maximum pressure being asserted here against Venezuela. As Venezuela is saying, yeah, we're expecting this. We're training our militias. We're getting our troops ready. And again, if you are going to do this, you don't do this in a way where you kind of like signal you are going to do this, right? Now, Politico is reporting there's a plot to assassinate Maduro. Maduro has many people who look like him as well. Will that be successful? That's something the CIA actually has tried previously beforehand, and it didn't work. Now, when it comes to these drug boats, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of just bombing indiscriminately. I think at least there needs to be some preponderance of evidence that needs to be presented before you blow somebody up in a conversation about, doing it the right, proper way. Again, bragging, oh, there's no fishermen. I mean, okay, but that's horrible for the actual fishermen there.
President, on Venezuelan boats, I want to ask you, why not have the Coast Guard stop them, which it is empowered by law to do? This way you can confirm who's on the boat and ensure that they're doing what you suspect.
Because we've been doing that for 30 years, and it has been totally ineffective.
Now, listen. Trump makes a case here. Now, the chilling effect of all these drug guys are like, we're going to build submarines. I'm not going in the boat. We're going in the submarines. But also, a lot of the low-level guys that are doing these boat stuff, they're like, I'm not doing that. I'm not. If you really want to end the war on drugs, you end the black markets. And there's one real way of doing that, and that's what Trump won't do.
They have faster boats. Some of these boats are seriously, they're world-class speedboats, but they're not faster than missiles. But we've been trying to do that for years, and so much of the drugs, 25-30% would come in through the seas.
Yep, a lot of it coming not just from Venezuela, though. So it's not, we're only going after the Venezuelan ones, right? Why? Because it's kind of like a practice run. It's kind of a dry one. It's kind of meant to send a signal to Maduro. Now, Trump has declared, yeah, we're going to do the land strikes. We did the ocean strikes. Now we're going to do the land strikes. What does that mean? As it looks like, some people are saying he's trying to provoke a reaction here, a reaction from Maduro, a reaction from the Venezuelan government. Now, Maduro, he flew his F-16s over U.S. naval assets. Donald Trump says, next time you do that, I'm shooting them down. They haven't done that so far, but we are now finding out how U.S. nuclear-capable bombers are buzzing around Venezuela. American US B-52H Stratfortresses bombers took a dramatic detour in the Caribbean, and they moved right past Cuba and Venezuela. This is part of, quote, the anti-cartel campaign, as of course this is all about fighting drug traffickers, and then Trump declared Maduro a drug trafficker. Venezuela responded by sending off their own military jets. I didn't get a chance to play this Tulsi Gabbard video. I'm going to save this because this is a topic that's not going to be going away. It's going to be one that is obviously going to be escalating. I asked a lot of people about this. Vast majority of people are like, I don't want this. This makes no sense. America, we have American interests. America first. Do you agree with that? Let me know. Thank you so much for getting a t-shirt, supporting this independent media organization. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys doing that. And this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. Where are your thoughts and expressions on your shirt? Be brave, be bold. Life is short. Have some fun and trigger some people. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/weare.